I don't want them, because sometimes lights like that. Well, no, they can like make a person or an animal have a seizure. Oh. So I like to put my art over it. Cover it with my art so it's less evasive.
So cute, the two of them.
Who? Oh, Benny and Tucker are on the love seat. Yeah. The reclining love seat. So oh, did the pillow fall down? Yeah. Do you think he cares? You care, bud?
Yeah, I think he
Here, let me do this. I can recline it.
Oh, there.
There we go. We can even... You want that, homie? What you want, buddy? Is that good? He said, Ma, that's weird, Ma. Don't do that, Ma. That's weird. Here.
The pillow song.
There you go, bud. Is that the most comfortable you've ever been?
Good boy.
Good boy, God. Mama love you, bud. Mama love you, sweet baby.
Good boy, Todd.
Oh, love him so much. I got 4 therapy dogs. Emotional support dogs. That's how much an emotional support I need. I got 4 of them. They serve them for emotional support for you too. They all
snuggle really cute.
They're all snuggled in, that's for sure. Hi, welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things. I feel like that light's too bright. That's a little better. Whew. Whew. Just gonna take a moment and be present. Just get to where my hands are. I've moons in Pisces and emotions, shamotions as deep as the oceans. Man, all this fluid, this water, it's just anyway. All in all, it's been a pretty good day. All in all, it has. I've been thinking a lot about technology. I'm trying to get away from technology. My degree actually right there on the wall. I did something one time, and now I tell people, don't go to college. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your energy. Learn a trade. Upholstery, I don't care. Go be an apprentice at a freaking, old-fashioned laundry, dry cleaner place, stuff like that. Learn something like that people are going to need or want or whatever. But it's BS, all right. It's a B of S. Bull of shit. Bachelor of Science degree. In Business Information Systems Technology. I have a mind for it. I'm a troubleshooter. I fix things. I see the flaws and the weak potential in designs, and I make things better. All kinds of stuff. 'Cause I've been without so much. You got to learn how to improvise. You get good at this stuff like that. And when you're as clumsy as I am, break stuff as much as I do, don't have a lot of money to replace it. It's just easier to learn how to fix stuff. So anyway, we got to this new place, and the landlord wanted us. We got a real. I hate even calling her that. She's just the owner of the property. She's so nice. I don't know. She's got amazing hair, man. Her hair is just beautiful. She's like an auntie to me. Right? And everybody around here, as far as I'm concerned, they're like, they could be related to you. I mean, the potential exists, And when we were talking, okay, how would you like me to pay rent? The last place she just wanted PayPal, so I could do that's no problem. And then this one, she was like, well, she uses that Bimno, and it's an app, and I don't even ever pronounce it right. It's so so when I tried to use it before, I got an error message. This was like a couple weeks ago when I was trying to pay the deposit and stuff like that. It kept getting declined, and I was like, what the frick? And then when I saw her yesterday, I said, I said, you don't got no problem if I pay her or nothing. Like, I mean, nothing. And she's like, oh, no, that's cool. And then so, but some people are, I just like, sometimes I like to ask. So, I went to do it. I came inside and I went to do it and I kept getting an error message. And I was like, well, this sucks. And then I looked and I was like, oh, shit, it's pointed to my old bank account. And in Oregon, and I closed that account, so I got to redirect it. And to do that, you got to verify your bank account by putting in your information. And then, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. And then, like, I kept trying to put in the card, and it resolved to a name of a different, like a company. Like, it wasn't even my name on it. It was my number, but on the card, it's listed as Jack Henry and Associates. So I gotta look up what Jack Henry and Associates to see what that is. You know, because that, I mean, that's the name that's instead of my name on it, because that's my card, that's my number. See, I don't that's why I don't have any faith in technology, because I know how easy it fails. And now they like they did another update on the tube, so now you can I was thinking about it though. I'm like, that'd be cool to have a conversation with Nathan or with Crystal time, you know? If I could be like, here, I could just send you a link and you can join my live and we could have a conversation about how you feel about things, you know? That'd be kind of cool. But I didn't try that. You want down, bud? Hmm? Oh boy. What's the matter? Put the blanket down?
Is he doing okay?
I don't
Oh,
know.
he's no reason to miss his snuggle in.
I don't know. He's like... Is that what he wants?
Yeah, it looks like it. He's snuggling in there.
There he goes. There he goes.
Good boy.
See, people say animals don't talk. I'm like, I could see from across the room that he was trying. I mean, it's just like people don't pay attention. Is why they don't understand. I watch all day long. I'm just watching their posture and their, you know, and like how like Artie gets butthurt about stuff, and he gets feeling because he's the oldest and but he's getting old, and I mean you could just watch the dynamics all day long. It's like it's very comical too. I mean Benny's a freaking hoot. He just drives me crazy. You know, they add so much joy to my life. They have for so many years. You know. People say get rid of them, and I'm just like I know what I can live with, and I can't live with that. I'll get rid of them when they go to heaven. It's a lifelong commitment the way I look at it. So anyway, back to my crap. My technology is crappy talk. So in order to verify the account, you log in with your bank credentials, and then the app sends like 2 small deposits, and then you go into the app and put the number, the numerical value of what the 2 small deposits are, and then it verifies that's your account. Okay, well it can take 1 to 3 days to do that. Well, I wanted to, you know, I said I was gonna pay it, so now I wanted to make good on my word, and it wasn't working. And I was powerless. And I woke up and I had so much anxiety this morning. I just had to breathe. I just had to keep telling myself everything is fine. You're okay. I mean, this is not like detrimental. It's merely a hiccup. The thing of it is my body doesn't know the difference. I am always in such a heightened state energetically. And I'm constantly, it's exhausting how much I have to tell, my brain has to tell my body it's fine and that it's not impending doom. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. They just don't know that they how to put it into words. So I woke up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, and my head just started, the monkey mind just started racing, and I logged into my bank account and freaking, okay, there it is. So I verified my account, tried to pay it, boom, declined. And I was like, you know what? I just don't want to, I want to rely on technology less. And people just keep talking about how they're, they're going digital and they're trying to be more tech reliant and they're trying, and it's more tech. And it's just like, you guys, they don't even live in realities, because there's more people that don't use the technology. And then when the people that do use it, when they go to use it, it's always different. This doesn't work, that doesn't work. Well, this should work, but it theoretically it should go like this, but it never really has. And there's so many different interfaces and operating systems, and most people do stuff on their phone, and it's all completely, it's discombobulated and saturated. And there's too many zeros and ones out there. And there's too many, and we disrupt technology with our frequency. It's all divine. If a message ain't going to go through, it's not going through. So my rule of thumb is usually I don't like to call people before 9 a.m. in the morning or 9 p.m. after in the evening. That's like, it's just something I got stuck in my head when I was young, and I was like, okay. And I was so antsy, and she takes care of her mom. My the landlady, she and her mom, I got to meet her today. She's 95 years old. She'll be 96 her next birthday. And she's just she's an angel on the earth. Either people turn into egoic demons at the evolution as their life progress and live just more for them, or you have people that go back to their wholesomeness before they transition, and I wonder where people go and how they live with themselves. But she's an angel on this earth, and she's in great shape, and yeah. So what happened was like 10 minutes. I was like antsy, and so I was like 10 minutes to 9. And so I called, and she answered right away. I said, there's nothing, everything's fine. I said, except with that stupid app. I was wondering if I could just drop you off a check instead. And she was like, yeah, that's fine. And she gave me her address, and the numeric value is hilarious. I don't think I'll say it. I'm not going to say it. Because I definitely wouldn't say the street. But, well, I could say the number. There's a lot of the numbers in town. I'm not going to say the street, but it's 201. Which I thought is funny. I actually, when I was in Omaha, my cell phone number was 402-201-3445. I wonder who got that after me. I had that number like 18 years. I had that number a long time. Grandma and Grandpa had their number, 466. Well, what was there? 1519. 466-1519. Because it was a cross. It was like half of an X, 1519. They had that number from the time that the operators plugged the wires in. When they had the old-timey operators. Until Grandma died when she was 82. They had that like 50-something years. They had that freaking number. Wonder who got that one next. Anyway, so I asked her if that was all right, if I could just pay by check and I could just bring it to her. And because I don't, and where I live, I'm trying to set things up to like, barter and stuff like that. Services, goods, like if people need help with their IT stuff, That's what I've been trying to do all along. I keep trying to do it like I'm a square peg trying to fit in a round hole, or vice versa. And just, I mean, I got the right idea. It's just not the right time or the right place or the right whatever. And, now I feel like that, it was neat when I first moved here. I started going to the farmer's market before it got really, I realized how freaking pretentious it is. Like, the pretentiousness in me could recognize in the pretentiousness in all these people. So, but when I went and I talked to I met a nice woman named, I want to say Bonnie, but I think her name's Linda. She's the palm reader. And she read and I gave her some cookies and stuff, and she loved them. Almost broke one of her teeth, though, because I forgot they had peanuts in it. So I don't put peanuts in cookies in it, because there's too many people with allergies and stuff. Now I tell people what's in them every time I get them, too. So, anyway. Yeah. Anyway. So when I got my palm read a couple years ago, she said, she grabbed my hand and she held it and she looks in my eyes and she said, "Let the women love you." She said, "Let the women take care of you and let them love you." And I always look to people that are older than me so they can tell me stories about how they went through things and how it turned out. I've drawn from the experience of other people's lives to help me navigate through my life. And spending time with this auntie-like woman today, because I dropped her off, she invited me in, she was like, "Would you like a cup of coffee?" I was like, "That'd be really nice." And she shared her experiences that she's had with taking care of her aunties and now taking care of her mom. She was taking care of 3 people that live like 15 miles apart. 2 people here and then her mom there. And she had some help. Still, it's 12 hours. I mean, it's just, it doesn't stop. I've given care my whole life. I've just done it with my rough edges. And she shared a lot, like how I can get a whole, like, I gotta find out what kind of insurance mom, because I could get, like, I'd be considered like an organ, her in-home buddy kind of thing. And it's like, every little bit helps as far as income. And so she told me what I needed. She told me where to go, the application to fill out, all that stuff. And then someone will come out here, which is what does my heart good, because the system needs to be designed to go to the people that need the help, because there's plenty of people to go there. They just have to get out of the chair and go. They got to be inconvenienced. They got to work for their paychecks, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people expect a lot for doing very little, and that's just a grossness within them. So, when I left, I said, "Can I give you a hug?" She's like, "Oh, yeah." And so it was the best hug I've had. I just started crying. And I thought about what the hand reader said. Let the women love you. And, Mom did a good job raising me. And I recognize what a good job Mom did under the circumstances. Because life is hard to be a single parent anyway. But when you have, like, the people that were in the system that were on my father's side, or, they had they had connections. I mean, there was no HIPAA, there's no, they're going to be here at this time, go get the kids. Mom comes out, where's her kid? I mean, it's just, all that stuff that goes on. See, that's the world that I grew up in. I didn't, and people just have this idea of this imposed reality, and they're waking up to that's the world is a lot darker and far more foul than the script designates. People are waking up to that because more and more people are knowing more bad, terrible things are happening. So more, it's being the ugliness and the grossness of it. People are being touched by it in the best neighborhoods. Doesn't just bad shit just doesn't happen in the ghettos and where people are poor and sad and on drugs and alcohol. Nobody's safe in any economic background. It's the poor to rich to poor. It's a spiritual abnormality that is just encompassing the planet because people don't have good orderly direction. They don't have that inner compass that says, don't hit that person in the face. It's not what God intended. Don't hit that person with the car. Don't stab that person with the knife. They don't listen to that voice, or they don't have the voice. They don't listen, and if they have it, they override. And how many people are out of control? There's so many people out of control. Because they can't control their emotions, and then their body follows their emotions. They need to start teaching kids meditation and frickin' to kindergarten and first grade. I do believe that was the saving grace for me, is because I was squirmy. I couldn't hold still. But we'd have to ride the bus 3 times a year. Christmas, Easter, and summer. And sometimes every now and again they drive up, or I'd get to, take a train or something. But for a number of years, our Christmas Day was met with the awkward encounter of the exchange of custody on Christmas morning at noon. Sometimes it involved the sheriff. Sometimes Dad wouldn't be cool and give us a ride and drop us off at the bus station. So Mom would have to it was just all so ugly. And then we'd have to spend 11 and a half hours on a Greyhound bus. And from having to do that, I really attribute that to learning how to meditate. Because for hours, I would just stare out the window and my eyes would just follow the mountain lines, and I would just always see like the sides of people and stuff like that, and I would just daydream about growing up and falling in love and doing all that stuff. Just daydreaming, just imagining what it would be like, and I lived a lot of those things that I imagined. They didn't turn out sometimes like I imagined, but a lot of the places that one day I'd like to go there, I got to go. I would like to see that, I got to see. I've got to do a lot of really cool things in my life, and because I never know how long we got, so I don't ever think, I would imagine of things I want to do, but I never picture what my life would be like. I'd always hoped to find the girl of my dreams and be together for 50 years and stuff like that. It never panned out. I was thinking today, I was like, because people always, they have these identifiers, these markers. And the woman today, I said, I'm so sensitive. I said, I cry, I never used to be like this. And I know it has a lot to do with the toxins of those 8 anthrax vaccines that they gave me. And I was already autistic to begin with. And she said, don't say that. Don't put those labels on you. She's like, tell yourself that there's nothing wrong with you and you're well. And you're just like you're supposed to be. then I heard in my head again, let the women love you. You know? You know? She had a really neat pamphlet, and it had all these lists. She got it from her aunt. It's like, it's got to be like 40 something years old. But it's like the paper's real thin, you know, but it has she should laminate it. That's a good idea. Anyway, but it has all these plants, and then next to it, these plants, you know, that are found all over the place, and then next to it, it has what it remedies, like aloe vera. I didn't know it was. I thought it was just good for burns. It's also good for digestion and inflammation. It has other purposes too. So, which is, I mean, this is cool. The timing is also cool because it's in alignment with, you know, I mean, every time I hear the astrologers, oh, you're going to meet people, you know, in your same frequency, I'm just like, yeah, we'll see. You know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. I'm always open to everything. I'm not going to sit and look at what my plans. I know what my placements are, but I'm not going to sit there and freaking. I got too much stuff to do in life. I don't do that. I just listen to talks, and then, you know, sometimes someone will say, so I'm like, oh, I think that's my placement, and so I look at my chart because I have my astro folder in my photographs, so it's quick reference. And Ace of Base is distracting me. This is what was it. I was in high school. I saw the signs. Go listen to that on YouTube. If you're like my age, that'll time machine. Music is a time machine, man. It takes you right there. I could smell the freaking hot breeze that summer in Reading. So, anyway, my train of thought derailed. I think it was good too. I was talking about the plants and how, the astrology that's lining up to come, because I mean, I found some of my same my same frequency tribe, through my tube, my tiny little tube. I've connected with some really cool people. You know, it does my heart good when I get text messages, DM. I heard from our buddy DM. He's a supporter in life. He's a earth angel too, and usually this time of year he's like out in his cabin hunting and stuff like that, right? There's not a whole lot of service and stuff, right? But he's still, you know, as busy as his life is, he's got, his sons are real active there. I think the last one is his senior, and then the older one is already out of high school. But he still took time out of his day to wish you a happy birthday.
That's nice.
You know? And it makes me feel good. And then I put a picture of her on Facebook, and then she got more birthday wishes on her picture than I get when it's my birthday. And that makes me feel good, you know, and I read her all the comments, and I show her like the little gifts and stuff like that people use and stuff, and I read it all, and she freaking teared up, and she was like, wow, people do care. And I was like, you know, Ma, they do. You just gotta find the pockets of the ones, and I don't know. I'm pretty picky. I'm a INFJ, man. I'm freaking. My buddy, she is too, and she keeps telling me we're not like everybody else. You know, I mean, we have the same emotions and the same feelings. I said, but I don't know. I think we're. I don't know. I just try to figure it out. and it's not even that. It's the descriptors of the things. Like when people describe what an INFJ is, I'm like, these are the things that I am, and it falls under that. So it's just a word of description to me. You know, it summarizes people's personalities, just like the other personality traits. But see, I see how it interchanges with people's astrology. You know, personality and they're very congruent, and you can really kind of predict. I mean, based on how people behave, you can kind of predict how they're going to behave in the future based on, you know, how they've always acted, because mostly people just do what they've always done because it's too hard and too uncomfortable to grow. Spiritual growth is fucking ugly and painful, and it's gross. It's just as gross as humanity. As being a human being, I mean, all the freaking oozy stuff and like the sloppy crying and the freaking, you know, just all the stuff that you secrete and just, you know, poop and all. I mean, being a human is nasty. It's gross. And then and then people make up all these different ways to live, and they just cause so much harm, and we're coming to a collective wave of bullshit, is what I call it. Like, there's only so much damage people can do before they stop the behavior, or they just freaking fizzle out, you know? I mean, people are just getting nutty. It's just getting so bizarro. Because people don't listen to that voice that, you know, Madonna, she don't listen to that voice that says nobody wants to see what you're freaking showing them. Nobody's excited about that, man. She was a pretty lady, too. Of course I freaking had a crush on her. I was so jealous of, what was that dumbass's name? He's still a dumbass. He always was. He still is. Freaking Sean Penn. Yeah. You know, just, But it's all theatrical. It's all just BS. It's all not. But she was a pretty lady. And I mean, and I think they just do so much stuff because they don't even know who they are. She doesn't know she knows who she is when she does this. And she knows who she is when she does this. But in those quiet times, that's the stuff she chooses to do, to put out there. That's, you know, she's like 60-something years old, and she like dresses gross, provocatively. Nobody wants to see that. She's had so much plastic surgery, she looks like an alien. She's got kids. She's a mom, and she's like she's on the ground licking out of a dog dish, and it's just. That's what people put out. That's what, you know, and I never as an IT professional, people, it's all a security risk. You put an app on your phone, but that's the thing. If people want to get your stuff, they're going to get your stuff. That's why I highly encourage that people have workarounds and emergical things to do to circumvent technology. Barter. What can you do? What can you do for, you know, if you can't use your card because somebody doesn't like something you say, or just technology is stupid and dumb. And I looked at the downage page, and there have been a lot of reports about people having the same. It's like we can't use your product in the way that it's intended. It's gonna only happen more. Their support division, their infrastructure, they're not they don't have the capability because people are too lazy these days. They really are. People don't work like they used to. They don't. And all the work from home, you know what? I always hated that because it's like, I mean, yeah, you could have your monitoring software to, you know, you could have companies that could install key capturing software so you know what they're typing. So, I mean, you see everything that they do, you know. You have people that are having to police people that should have enough integrity to do their frickin', you know, whether you're at home or in the office, you're getting paid to do something, you know, you still get your breaks, you know. But you have people that just say, "Oh yeah, I'm on," and then they're freaking watching movies. I mean, they're not doing the work. They're not answering. They're not. They're getting paid to slide, and and then you got kids that look at mommy and daddy just slide. So they're learning how to be skaters and not be in integrity and be a good employee. Because when you're pissing off at work, you're not earning what you get paid. It's called a work ethic, and it's not something that I find that exists much anymore. It does exist, and there people have it, and you can be damn sure when I see it, I acknowledge it, I recognize it, and I give the person kudos and recognize that they're a hard worker and appreciate that, because it's so few and far between. Where I live, you can't even find people that work in the because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. How long have I been talking? My voice is starting to get raspy. Am I at the 30-minute mark? 36:30. Yep. That's yeah. So, anyway, the flowers are pretty. I put some plant medicine or food in there. These 2 roses right there are just, or actually 3. Boom, boom, boom. I gotta figure out the thing because I get so hot. I'm getting hot at night. I gotta figure out how. I gotta remedy that. So, yep. All in all, today was a pretty good day. One day at a time. Except for all that freaking anxiety sucked. And then I drank, because I only usually drink 1 cup of coffee, and usually it's decaffeinated. But today, I decided my hair's finally dry. I just took it out of a ponytail, and it was still wet from like 8:30 this morning. It's starting to get long again, and then I'll cut it all off. I really want to cut it off now. So when I think about it, I just put my hat on. Not today, maybe tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll say, not today, maybe tomorrow. And then put it off long enough. But I'm such a hothead. I'm a hothead. People make fun of us. People make light of our situation. Oh, they're a hothead. They're such a hothead. Yeah, you know why? Because freaking, the amount of bullshit that is divvied out every day on this planet is just unbelievable. The shift is happening. It is definitely happening. There's definitely a shift happening. I'm excited for things to get better. Lighter, the energy to shift. I was listening to Marge astrology today. I'm happy for her that she found somebody. That she found her lobster or whatever, penguin or whatever. And it's funny because his main one, I think he's a Pisces rising and I'm a Cancer rising. But he's an Aries sun and a freaking Aries sun, Scorpio moon, Pisces, I think, is what was said at some point. And, because, I don't know, but I've made comments and I don't know, it doesn't go. I think I even sent her a message one time. I said, you'd be cool to talk to if you ever want to have a conversation. Here's my number. Because I've left messages and she used to like, and then it got snarky. And it's always weird because I think I'm probably, if anything, I'm probably asexual. It's just like every now and again, I'll see somebody on the planet, a woman that I find attractive, but I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a really pretty lady, in real life in front of my face, wow, they're put together. I see them all over the interwebs and stuff like that, but it's just not. You get to a point, it just doesn't even matter. And plus you think about, I don't know, it's slim pickings, man. Pickings are so slim because I don't like dumb girls. And there's a lot of dumb girls. There's a lot of dumb girls, and because I mean that guys like or girls that act dumb. Maybe they're not dumb, but they act dumb. But I would rather you just not act. Play games like that and stuff like that. So, what was the point of me telling that? Oh, is it because I just read what asexual means? Because I hear people, I'm like, oh, okay. And I remember talking about it in psychology class, or reading about it, but that was freaking 16 years ago. So I looked it up and I was like, yeah, I said, I'm just not, it's not as, it doesn't matter as much. You have more priorities. You have better things to do. And I see all these people, they're just going around chasing sensations. They're like a bunch of little rabbits, just like all, sex is such a stupid thing. It's such a broad spectrum. People use it as tools of manipulation. They use it as power and control. They lie to get it. It's just, when all it's supposed to be, it's like a beautiful thing between two people. That's all it's supposed, two people that care about each other. You're messing with your energy field, with the other person's energy field. And I used to like freaking girls I like were slutty. That's just how it is. Ask them, they'll tell you. Well, some of them, maybe. Anyway. So I'm freaking melding myself, getting negative attachment and freaking demonic possession and whatever, because they, pass themselves around like the 7 tradition basket in a meeting of recovery. So, but I don't know. I always respected it like the ocean, and it scared me like the ocean. Intimacy, all that stuff, like it made me feel like I did, like, when you're standing at the ocean and you just recognize the power. And I used to body surf when I was like 12, 13 years old. Waves would be like 12, 14 feet high. My dad is a daredevil. I mean, he's out there. He's probably gonna be one of those guys in his 80s or something. Out there when the surf is 20, the waves are 20 feet tall. That's when he goes out and likes to swim around. But he's like he's 75 now. So you can't really, or 77? No. He's older than you, huh? By like a few years. Holy cat, I think he's older than I thought. I think time stopped in my mind and he aged a few more years than 40. 74. No, 74. He's 74 because he was born in 40. Okay. Okay, all right. Whew, that was weird. Oops, somebody made a conversation. Peace. Hi, Stacy. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I'm glad your husband did that, because, and as a IT, I hated that. I'm like, dude, you think they're not doing the work, and that's the thing. Because in IT, we always have work to do. Like, you go in when nobody. Every job I've ever had, I've been like mission essential. Like, you go and you're the one that calls when something breaks in the server room. They call you in the middle of the night to go fix it. I hated being on call because I never slept. So I know what people do. I know people's personalities. I mean, I'm not gonna. And honestly, you can tell a lot about a person's work ethic by how they take care of themselves. And if they don't put the effort into themselves, I know they're not gonna freaking put in the effort into any managerial freaking prerequisites I got. Because they don't have the control, to do what their boss wants over what they want, because they can't even control what they put in their mouths. And it comes down to that. It does. And I understand, but do people try? Are people it's like, because I got days that I'll freaking eat like a pig. I eat my feelings. I eat like and it's the thing of it is, it's like, okay, now I got to do extra sets. I got to do extra sets. You got to earn that stuff. It has to be balanced, you know. And I haven't had McDonald's in 2 years. I haven't had a Subway sandwich in freaking. I mean, all this food, all this stuff I used to, like, you know, rotate. Sometimes I'd have this. Sometimes I don't eat any of that. And I've been cooking more, you know, with better ingredients. And Mom's doing better. So I just am nervous all the time. That's all. It's just hard. It's hard it's hard. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that their endocrine systems and their energy fields are fried too from whether it's trauma, you know, because some people have had so much trauma. It's just like, oh, it's just another thing. Oh, it's just another thing. It's just another thing, you know. And then there's a lot of people that haven't, but they will, because you can't get out of life without seeing something nasty and gnarly. Yeah. I mean, life is gross. So if you're skating through life and you're not seeing anything gross and nasty and painful and all that gross and just you ain't living life enough.